Hi, my name is Brian Parknow, and this is UN News. Our breaking story for tonight, crisis in Budapest. We just have this in hours ago. A large coordinated attack has been carried out in Budapest's Keleti railway station. And now we have Amy live in the Hungarian capital. Amy?
Thank you, Brendan. We are at Keleti station in Budapest. Terrorists have taken over several major train stations in Hungary, resulting in severe impacts to European train networks. Further, many refugees who had been using Keleti station as a squatter camp have been taken hostage. For UN News, this is Amy. Back to you, Brendan.
Thanks, Amy. Now let's go live to the Hungarian parliament, where Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán is responding to the ongoing situation.
Egyre nyilvánvalóbb az Európai Unión belül, hogy a mostani működési rendjében az Európai Unió csak követő válaszokat tud adni. Tehát nem tud megelőző lépéseket tenni. Az eurózónának válságba kellett ahhoz kerülni, hogy meginduljon a bankunió kialakítása.
Joining us in studio today, Yanni Sik, Senior Fellow at CSIS, and Atiya Kanji, Professor of Political Science at Oxford University. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, many experts have suggested this could be an ISIS terror attack. Are we sure about this? Do you think ISIS is responsible?
Well, I mean, based on the scale of attack and what we've seen in terms of coordination, I believe that this very well could be an ISIS coordinated attack rather than an ISIS-inspired attack. What we've seen in the past year or so is an increase in not only the frequency but scale of ISIS terrorist attacks. So for an example, the Russian bombing of the airliner, as well as the recent Paris attacks. If ISIS is deemed responsible for these attacks, the international community will have to step up its counterterrorism efforts and will quite possibly have to reconsider how it fights ISIS.
Well, it's difficult to say as of yet. ISIS may take responsibility for the attack, but with such little information, it could be ISIS or another extremist group. But you're right, though. Based on the incidents that have happened in the last year, it is likely ISIS or another affiliated group, such as Boko Haram, behind the attack. The attack was premeditated, coordinated, and executed with precision, as we still have no clear idea of who is behind it.
Interesting. We also know that refugees have been taken hostages. So what kind of challenges will this pose to the Hungarian government and international response?
I think it's really clear why Hungary's railway system has been targeted. For just under a year, Hungary has been a major focal point of the refugee crisis. Refugees from the Middle East are fleeing war and persecution and pass through Hungary daily. The Hungarian train system is highly developed and especially important for the movement of these refugees who aim for countries like Germany and Sweden. Attacking these train stations and taking hostages could have three effects. The first effect could be stifling the movement of those refugees. The second effect could be pushing more of them into the neighboring countries. And a third effect is a potential domino effect of having other countries shutting down their railway stations in response to these threats.
Additionally, Hungary is a major tourist destination, attracting approximately 11 million tourists a year. And as a tourist, trains are the primary source of transportation, and it is this fact that is likely to draw in other countries who may have been reluctant to get involved. The hostages are being held are a mix of refugees, Hungarian citizens, as well as foreign nationals. So it is extremely difficult to differentiate who is who. In any case, a response to rescue the hostages is definitely necessary.
So given that, what sort of response do we expect to see from the Hungarian government?
I think that the Hungarian government is struggling to find answers right now. It is a state of emergency across Budapest, and at this point in time, what else can the nation do except for trying to control the situation as best they can? The Hungarian government had completely closed their borders to refugees, completely cutting off migrants from the Middle East. This places pressure on Hungary's borders and its neighbors. I expect the Hungarian government to assess the incident and deal with the hostage situation and keep its borders closed and secure.
Interesting perspective, Atiya, but I have somewhat of a different opinion. It's extremely difficult to predict exactly what Hungary's plan for dealing with this attack is. Viktor Orbán's recent comments on the attacks seem to indicate the potential for a strong military response, and quite possibly the ordering of Hungarian forces into the train stations before the situation worsens. If this occurs, I expect an increase in the death toll to increase.
Very interesting. Thanks for your opinions. We'll be covering this and other stories in the next coming hours. Please stay with us. Thanks for joining us. Please stay tuned for further developments on the Hungarian crisis. My name is Brian Parknow, and this has been UN News.